Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle one of the single biggest headaches in e-commerce, the abandoned cart. You know the feeling, right? A customer loads up their cart, they're this close to checking out, and poof, they're gone. But what if there was a way to nudge them over the finish line? A simple psychological trick to turn that maybe later into a buy now. Okay, here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll get into the why of abandoned carts. Then we'll talk about the psychology of urgency. After that, we'll cover the actual tech, the timers and cleanups, and bust a huge myth about your inventory. Finally, we'll put it all together so you can pick the perfect strategy for your store. All right, first things first, let's get right to the heart of the problem. Why are shoppers leaving in the first place? This is a pain every single online store deals with. You've got a potential sale just sitting there. It's in limbo. This creates all sorts of uncertainty for you, and, it might even be blocking another customer who's ready to pull the trigger. That product is basically trapped. So yeah, you've got the usual suspects. Price checking, shipping costs, just getting distracted. But I want to zoom in on this one. Tab parking. This is huge. People are literally using your cart as a temporary wish list or a bookmark. They're not ready to buy now, they're just parking it there. And that leaves your product in this weird, uncertain state. Okay, so if distraction and just plain old hesitation are the enemy, what's the weapon? How do we get them to focus? Well, the answer is all in our heads. It's psychology, and it's called FOMO. And this right here is a total game changer. It flips a switch in the customer's brain. Suddenly, it's not, should I buy this? It's, oh no, what am I going to miss out on if I don't buy this right now? That little shift is everything. It's what gets people to act. And look, FOMO isn't just one simple thing. Think of it more like a recipe with 3 key ingredients. You've got scarcity, only 3 left. You've got urgency, sale ends in 10 minutes. And you have social proof. 20 people are looking at this. You mix those together and bam, you've got an irresistible reason for someone to stop waiting and just click buy. This right here, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. A simple little message like this from a cart timer plugin, high demand, that's pure social proof. It instantly makes you feel like, whoa, other people want this, I better grab it before it's gone. Okay, so the psychology is cool and all, but how do you actually use this stuff in your WooCommerce store? Let's get down to brass tacks and look at the actual tools of the trade. This is really important to get straight. We're actually talking about 2 totally different things here. On one hand, you've got the timers that your customers see. That's pure marketing. It's all about creating urgency to make a sale. But on the other hand, you've got these behind-the-scenes cleanups. That's for you, the store owner, to keep things running smoothly. And this is where things get really smart. With more advanced cleanup tools, you're not just setting one timeout for everybody. No, you can get super granular. Maybe you give your logged-in members a longer timer than random guests, or you give your wholesale clients plenty of time to build a big order. You can even set it up to never clear a cart with a super high-value item. It's all about fine-tuning the experience. So how does this work under the hood? It's pretty clever, actually. The system just looks at all the rules that apply to a particular cart. Is it a guest, a specific product? And it picks the shortest timer that fits. That's the key. It gives you this incredibly precise control, so nothing gets left hanging around longer than you've decided it should. All right, everybody hit the pause button for a sec, because we've just hit the single biggest, most common, and honestly most expensive misunderstanding that store owners have about all of this. This is critical. So here it is, the million-dollar question. The answer to this is what separates a simple marketing gimmick from a real inventory management tool. And the short answer is a big, fat no. It doesn't. Let's make sure we're all on the same page. When we say true stock reservation, we mean the system literally takes that one item out of your available stock and puts it on hold for Jane Doe. While it's in her cart, nobody else on the planet can buy that specific unit. It's reserved. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Look at this quote. This is straight from the developers of a really popular countdown timer plugin. They are telling you flat out their timer does not touch your stock levels, even when it clears the cart. If you want that, you need a totally separate specialized plugin for reserving stock. So let's nail this down. Here's the most important thing to remember. Default WooCommerce does not reserve stock just because something's in a cart. So when a timer plugin empties that cart, all it's doing is ending the session. It's not putting the product back on the shelf because it was never taken off. That item was up for grabs the entire time. Okay, so now that we've cleared up that massive myth, let's pull all this together. how do you figure out which of these tools is actually the right one for your store? It actually becomes pretty straightforward when you look at it this way. Is your main goal to boost conversions using that FOMO magic? Then a countdown timer is your best friend. Are you more worried about your site getting bogged down with old, stale carts? Then you want a cart cleanup tool. But, and this is the big one, if you sell limited run products where overselling would be a disaster, then you absolutely 100% need a real stock reservation plugin. No question. So in the end, it all boils down to one simple question you have to ask yourself. What's hurting your business more? The forgotten sale from a shopper who's on the fence? Or the lost sale from a serious buyer who can't purchase an item because it's stuck in someone else's abandoned cart? Once you answer that, you'll know exactly where to focus, and you'll be able to turn this huge point of frustration into a seriously powerful part of your sales strategy.